I was out panhandling yesterday. I got another person yelled, "Get a job" at me, and then I had a couple people comment on that video I made, also saying that I should get a job. And this is a real epidemic of stupidity, because I don't know if you're aware, but we live in the year 2024. Okay. In the year 2024, if you apply for a job and you lie about your address, for example, if you're homeless and you apply for a job and you just put an address down because you don't want to say you're homeless. I don't know if you know, but there's this thing called Google, and there's this thing called the internet, and even without the tools available to the corporate managership of employers, even without those tools, it is trivially easy to figure out if somebody lives at a place they say they do. So, it is no longer a thing to just lie and say I'm not homeless and get a job. That's just not possible anymore, unless I had a relative with an apartment in town. And if I had a relative with an apartment in town, I wouldn't be homeless because I would just live there, So, because people just keep being the biggest idiots imaginable, and they keep thinking, well, homeless people must just be lazy. There's nothing lazy about panhandling for 6 hours to make $10 in the midday heat. There's nothing lazy about that. What's lazy is I've only been homeless a year. I've had a million jobs in my life, and every job I've ever had, even the hard ones, were still easier than panhandling. Especially since you're not guaranteed any money when you panhandle. So, so homeless people, we can't lie. We can't get jobs by lying and saying we're not homeless. So we have to find an employer who's willing to hire homeless people, and those simply, I cannot overstate this, they do not exist. Not in California anyway. Maybe deep in the Midwest, you could apply to a McDonald's, put a fake address, they wouldn't care, they wouldn't even bother to look it up because all their employees are on meth. Because, I'm from my wife's from Tennessee. I lived in Tennessee for 15 years. I know about methamphetamine, and I know how shitty it is and how horrible it is. And that's why it's so insulting when anybody assumes that because I'm homeless, I'm on meth or, whatever. And it's like, no, not. Not a criminal, not crazy. I'm certainly quirky, I'm certainly weird, but probably not certifiably crazy, certainly not in any way that has impeded me from getting a job in the past. I've had depression. I've quit jobs because of depression, I guess, but that's different. That's not something I think I would ever do again now that I'm homeless. Like, the concept of just not going to a job because I just don't want to seems kind of ridiculous to me.